Hey friends, welcome to the vid, and in this vid I want to talk about something that nobody ever tells you when it comes to DPDR recovery. And in fact, I've never actually spoken about this in any of my videos too, and I've done hundreds of videos about DPDR and anxiety recovery. So I thought it was important, and I thought it's something that you can make the most of when it does come to your recovery to really speed you along or get you sort of in that recovery mindset in the first place. So I'm going to go over exactly what all that is in a very quick and easy way to digest in a tick. But if you are new to the channel, then welcome. My name is Dan and I help people recover from DPDR and anxiety using either one-on-one coaching or the Freedom course. And if you are interested in recovery, then go check out the Freedom course. It's just launched and it's the best DPDR and anxiety online course out there. It's universal. It turns recovery upside down on its head, and it's already seeing a lot of results. So go check that out if you do want to recover. And if you are a subscriber, then welcome back. There's lots of things that get talked about with recovery, such as acceptance, which is the idea that you just accept where you are right now, or you sort of float along on the anxiety. There's also the premise of distraction. You know, you just keep yourself so distracted that you don't really sort of notice the symptoms that are there. Or there's also the thing of perhaps taking medication, which gets you to a point where you're just not crippled by anxiety, and then you're able to recover. There's also things like people cutting out coffee and cutting out other stimulants and things like that. There's so many things. So I understand why recovery can seem so confusing and why you might be wondering, what do I actually do, particularly when there is conflicting information. And so the sort of tip that I'm going to give you, it doesn't matter what sort of works for you. If you are finding that acceptance is working for you, then that's okay. If you don't find acceptance works for you, then that's okay as well. This tip is still going to help you no matter what it is that is working for you. And it's essentially this, and this is really, really important. When going through recovery, it's really important to look at what is working for you and then to consider building upon that, expanding it. How can you tweak it to make it even better? That's one half of it. The other half is to look which isn't working for you. What isn't working for you right now? What habits are you doing? What behaviors are you doing? What things are you doing that you know aren't really helping you? And you've got to isolate those, look at those, and then do your best to try and eliminate those. And this is just something that nobody ever talks about. It is so important to do this because a lot of times people will find something that works and they'll just sort of keep doing that. And then you might find that you're not actually getting better because you're not building upon what's working. So if you do build upon what's working for you, whether that's acceptance or distraction or just a combination of all these different things, then think to yourself, how can I expand upon this? How can I make this better? How can I make this more for me? How can I get more out of this? And I'm pretty sure that if you look hard enough, and if you're brutally honest with yourself as well, you are going to be able to find ways, and this is going to do you the world of good because then you are going to be able to start seeing the progress that you're making. And it's also similar with things that aren't working for you. Again, be brutally honest with yourself. If you are just sitting around all day doing nothing, or if you're avoiding certain things because you think that they're going to make you anxious, or if you're trapped in that horrible loop of thoughts of what if I don't recover, what if I can't get better, like deep down you know that all this stuff isn't good for you, but yet you sort of do it anyway. And there's reasons why you do that, which I'm not going to get into in this video. I'll do another detailed vid about that, but there are reasons that you do that. And so what you want to do is be brutally honest with yourself, and even if it hurts to say it about yourself, say, yeah, look, I know I'm doing this. I'm afraid because I'm, doing actions which are fueled by my anxiety and dictated by my anxiety. And I know that it's not really good, but I'm going to do it anyway. So what you've got to do is, when you are totally honest with yourself, you can say, well, look, why don't I do something different? Why don't I not do that? And once you start to eliminate those things, you're going to start to feel better because you're going to take out the things which aren't really necessarily useful to you. And because anxiety, is a collection of all these different thoughts and behaviors. If you eliminate all these thoughts and behaviors, then there's nowhere for anxiety to live. There's no fuel for anxiety to live. And if there's no anxiety, then there's no DPDR, there's no symptoms, there's no intrusive thoughts, there's no this, there's no that. And obviously that's where you want to get to. And you can get there. It might feel impossible right now, but you absolutely can get there. And this is something that is gonna help you. So as an example, when I was going through my recovery, I actually had a bit of paper that I would write down things that made me feel good, because often I'd forget them because I'd just be so overwhelmed by all the negative stuff that I had to write it down. So I would remind myself, and then I'd look at that list and I'd go, oh yeah, that did actually make me feel better. That made me feel better. That made me feel better. That made me feel more calmer. And so I made a conscious effort to do more of the things which made me feel better. And it worked. It worked. It got me to levels of recovery that I hadn't been to before. Because not only was I doing the things that made me feel better, which are naturally going to have a positive effect, I also felt a lot more confident and a lot more powerful within myself that I actually had the power to do this. And I was able to, sort of make the hard decisions and put in the hard work and make those hard choices to perhaps do things which I might have ordinarily been scared of, but I knew that after doing them, I'd feel a lot better. So I put myself out there, so to speak, to give myself more opportunities to feel better, and it made me feel better. So I'm pretty sure the same can happen with you as well. In fact, I'm completely positive because I've seen it happen before. When I'm doing my one-on-one coaching, this is something that we talk about in depth to make sure people have a real sort of solid understanding about how it relates specifically to what's going on with them, and they start to feel better. And it's the same in the Freedom course as well. Like, it's all there for you for the taking if you want to take it, and you do have the power to be able to do it. So please see that as encouragement. And I hope you are able to take on board some of the things I've been talking about, because they are really going to help you. And look, if you do want help, if you want a step-by-step guide about exactly what to do to recover, when to do it, how to do it, then join the Freedom course, because it is the best course out there. There's nothing like it. It turns recovery upside down on its head, and people are feeling better just days after joining. That's the power of it. I'll leave a link to that in the description and also in a pinned comment, and I'd love to see you in there. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.